Hi Lakshmi.
என்னாச்சு ஒரே டல்லா இருக்கீங்க இன்னைக்கு?
No, yeah, I just got some disturbing news. A person known to me, a very young person, just 37 years old, he apparently took his life 3 months back. I just came to know about it. So I was just wondering what made him do that. I was talking to his wife last night. Apparently, this guy had signs of possible depression. That is what the wife says. He was very dull, withdrawn, not sleeping, not eating well, not playing with the kids at home. And then all of a sudden, one day, the wife and children have gone out, and this guy hangs himself and just left a note that this is the best way out. She still doesn't know why and what made him do it.
Looks like the depression would have been a big factor in this, right?
It's kind of unpredictable also. I mean, scary for the family, for everybody in the community also, it sounds like.
Exactly.
Did he talk about it?
Apparently, he did not. See, even if this guy was depressed, I mean, I know him for the past 10 years. He has met me at Scarf on a couple of times. I mean, not as a patient, he is a freelance insurance agent. So he used to come to collect the annual premium, and every now and then he used to drop in and talk. If he had wanted to seek help, he knows where to get it. So he could have actually sought help. Are we still living in an era where people don't realize that they can seek help for depressive symptoms?
That is one thing, but the other thing is it is known that people with depression who feel suicidal don't readily talk about how they feel. And it's not uncommon that people kill themselves, and that's the first time others know that
They may have been suffering. It's
Yes.
really hidden.
Exactly.
Problem is people tend to hide it from themselves and from others. Acknowledge பண்றதே is a big deal.
Yeah.
But I was just wondering, we've had quite a few of these suicide news incidents in recent times.
Yes.
One of the things that comes to mind is, are there actually that many issues, or is it that we are getting more attention to it? What do you think?
No,
I mean, this
actually-
was very personal. You knew this person.
Yeah.
But,
No, actually, if you look at the most recent couple of suicides, the one, the cricketer and the cafe coffee day man. In both these cases, I think the financial issue was the one that was brought to the limelight. But are we really sure that that was what was responsible for the attempt? I mean, for for this kind of a drastic decision, because like what every financial expert in the country says is, at least the cafe coffee day person had enough property with which he could have definitely cleared his debts. So, is the debt is the only thing that meets the eye? The other underlying issues are simply not communicated.
and this is purely speculative also. We really don't know what
Correct.
any individual person was suffering right before
True.
they take such a step.
Yeah. I'm not sure if we can do a public psychological autopsy on popular persons simply because they kill themselves.
Right. But they do bring to light the magnitude of the issue. It sounds like whether it be farmer suicide or the owner of a big national company, it doesn't make a difference.
Yes.
Everybody is susceptible.
True.
Yeah, and I guess the susceptibility then determines how their mental state is, what happens to them in their head. They can become depressed, and then that becomes a factor contributing to a suicidal attempt or a completed suicide, as in these cases.
Yeah, at least I think in the case of Robbie Williams, people were able to clearly say that it was a depression leading to suicide, because that man had no major financial stressors, like he was quite well off. He had everything that one could ask for, and still he chose to jump into the
Right.
river, right? So at least there the depression was clearly identified as the reason for the suicide, whereas in most suicides in our country, I think there is a lot of hesitation in bringing out the mental health angle to those attempts.
I think even if families already know and have sought help, I don't know if they talk about it when somebody has killed themselves. And
Or even attempted for that matter. We do know that there are far more attempts than actual completed suicides,
True.
which is why it's called a call for help rather than
Yeah.
an actual illness in and of itself.
True. And as statistics goes, the men who attempt are more successful than the women, right? No, there are more female attempts, whereas there are more completed suicides among men, and most of the popular suicides that we come across are all generally men, at least in recent times.
but at the same time, when somebody makes an attempt and survives, that's the single most predictor of a future attempt.
Future attempt,
Right.
yes.
So I think that needs to be taken seriously.
Yes,
right?
I think that should be a message, Maybe people who make just attempts, they don't make headlines. It's only when they are successful they make headlines. So I think people who survive suicide and families of people who have survived a suicidal attempt need to be aware that there is a possibility that this person will attempt again
Yes.
in another situation, in a completely different scenario.
And all the more important that they need to be
Helped.
work through
Right.
their difficulties, right?
And-
Because the
and-
other thing that often people forget is when there's a suicide in the family, then that also is an indicator of, because suicides can run in families.
Yes.
So when a person has killed themselves, then the other's mental health in the family has to be taken
Hmm.
more seriously.
Yes, that is
So-
true.
So I think some of the things that we've discussed over here like really highlight a few things. One is that of course there can be environmental stresses, but somewhere along the way we have lost track of the fact that mental illnesses are one of the biggest contributors of self-harm and in turn completed suicides. There is a lot of help available.
True.
Yeah.
There are a number of hotlines. I know that the government has started a few hotlines in and
Yes.
of itself.
Yes.
We've got many NGOs running overtime, actually, trying to provide services.
And I think the state-run helpline services are pretty impressive because they are manned by proper mental health professionals. So I think they do a wonderful job. Its only thing is people have to seek.
And like in your particular case, just circling back, even though we know services are there,
Yeah.
really breaking the stigma of asking for help.
Or was he so depressed that he didn't think that anything would help him? The
Right.
family could have forced him to talk to somebody if they found him so different from his usual self. Because he was a very young and very energetic, bubbly
And
man.
37 sounds
Yes.
a terrible loss to our community. I mean, it sounds like an entrepreneur who was building up his own reputation over a period of time. It's a terrible loss to all humanity.
Yeah, I think it's a major warning sign for India being the youngest country in the
Right.
world. When with the increasing number of youth suicides, we are having such a major loss of manpower, which is one of our richest resources across
Right.
the globe.
Right.
I think we keep talking about how the family could have highlighted the fact that this person was struggling, but it's about awareness again, isn't it? It comes back to people knowing that this is depression, that depression can cause somebody to feel suicidal, and knowing that there is help available. So I don't know, Mangla, with your experience, how would you bring about that awareness?
I think we continue to shout from the top of the roof till the whole world hears it. But I think besides all this, if we go back to the kids of this generation, I think children, especially male kids, are not. I mean, they are taught not to cry. No, expressing psychological distress is not something that we are ready to accept in our culture. So there is a tendency to somatize. There are physical symptoms are more acceptable than psychological symptoms. So the more our children are encouraged to openly talk about their psychological distress, then possibly the help seeking will also happen in a better way. What do you say, since you see kids more often?
I agree, and I guess as we train our newer generation youth in being able to express themselves more verbally rather than acting out, we would hopefully see that the next generation would be more open to doing this.
Possible.
I think right now we are preaching to the choir, but as we prepare the next generation, that should happen. And as they say in therapy, it's better to talk than to act.
Yes, true.
Mangla, you were saying about how family, it's important for family to recognize when somebody is struggling. But often the issue is people are not aware of what causes a person to become suicidal, or even recognize the signs of that. How would you change that? What would you do to?
I think that was one of the reasons why the WHO declared September 10th as World Suicide Awareness Day. And I think that is now being observed in a big way in all areas of life. I'm listening to media professionals who are saying like September 10th is Suicide Prevention Day, so we will do articles on that. I think that itself is a big way forward in carrying the message. And I think movies have a very responsible and a major role in shaping our views about suicide and our attitude towards suicide. Glorifying suicide in films and justifying suicide as a means of showing your what do you call
Affection.
that? Not just affection, like how strongly you feel about a cause, whether it is self-immolation for the sake of a political leader or whatever, there are so many ways where people take their lives. Sacrificing your life is considered something very, very great in our culture. So, and I think that is being extended to suicide as well, and which is not a good sign.
On the other hand, there are also people who think that if somebody says, I'm feeling suicidal, people tend to think this person is not going to kill themselves.
Yeah, that is another big myth. People think because தமிழ்ல வந்து நமக்கு கொலைக்கிற நாய் கடிக்காது அப்படின்னு அதுக்கு ஒரு பழமொழி வேற நம்ம வச்சிருக்கோம் இல்லையா. ஸோ செத்து போறேன்னு சொன்னா அவங்க அதெல்லாம் பண்ண மாட்டாங்கங்கிறது வந்து ஒரு ரொம்ப ராங் belief. I think people should realize that when somebody is saying that, they are actually asking for help. எனக்கு அப்படி தோன்றது, எனக்கு வந்து ஹெல்ப் பண்ணுன்னு சொல்றாங்கங்கிறத புரிஞ்சுக்கிற அளவுக்கு நமக்கு சூசைடை பத்தி முதல்ல ஒரு அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங் வரணும்.
Right, and அங்கதான் actually therapy பத்தி we talked இல்லையா. We act but not, we talk but not act in therapy. The goal over there is for a person to be able to express their distress in the amount of distress, the pain that they are experiencing.
True.
So that it's possible to work through that pain.
Yes.
It is possible to overcome that with a lot of support. But அந்த அளவுக்கு hand holding is required.
Yes.
For every individual.
Absolutely.
But unfortunately நம்மளுடைய men, the masculine gender,
Right.
we have allowed them to believe that men should not cry, men cannot feel sad. If you're feeling sad, you're not man enough. Like நீ வந்து என்ன பொம்பளை மாதிரி அழற, நீ என்ன பொம்பளை மாதிரி இதுக்கெல்லாம் கவலைப்படுற. That kind of repeated reinforcements are only making them feel that they are not supposed to feel low.
Right.
So, and even if they feel low, they cannot talk about it. And net result, we see young people taking out their lives without seeking help.
Right.
Right?
Because suicide is quite common in the youngsters, isn't
Yes.
it?
Right.
as much as it's common in the elderly population
Yes.
also.
Like it's ingrained into them
Yeah.
that even the elderly men especially cannot express their
Yes.
distress.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Mm.
But so that extremes of age groups, they need to be supported when they're feeling sad, when they're struggling with their emotions.
Yes, I think with the elderly people, what our culture we do is we put them on a pedestal and we treat them like next to God, and we assume they don't need lot of things, and we don't allow them to seek certain things that they want in life. I don't think we can imagine an 80-year-old man in our culture wanting to get married, even if it is to a 75-year-old woman, because we will say like at this age you are supposed to do only these things. You know, you can't do anything that is not acceptable to the rest of the family. So we have put them on a pedestal where they are so lonely, and so they become more prone for attempting suicide.
So seriously, these stereotypes, these whether it be gender stereotypes, whether it be age stereotypes, really go against any sort of help that can be provided to people.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And interestingly, that's the age group that we need to worry about.
I know.
True.
So, just kind of again, trying to put this together, I know that we are putting in a lot of effort in raising awareness. And this discussion actually brings to light so many of these issues about age, about gender, about it doesn't matter what social class you are, what matters is whether there is an illness, whether you have sought help. And seeking help, I think, is at the core of what we are trying to convey
Yes.
over here.
Yes.
That if help, appropriate help is provided, and it might be just for that period of time, which is what the hotlines are all about. We may have very good outcomes in trying to prevent this preventable condition. It's a preventable
Yes,
condition.
yes,
Very true.
yeah.
Yes.
And it's it once it happens, it's irreversible.
Exactly. So sounds interesting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.